It's time now for today's perspective, which takes us to Germany and the plight of refugees there, particularly those who risk their lives to make an often perilous journey to Europe after fleeing conflict in the Middle East. With over 1 million refugees and more than 200,000 asylum seekers, Germany is the biggest host nation in Europe. Our guest for Perspective is one of last year's winners of the prestigious Global Citizen Prize for her work with female refugees, Anuscheh Amir-Khalili, German-Iranian activist and co-founder of the social startup Band of Sisters. You're very welcome to the programme here on France 24. So firstly, you say that your mission is to empower and support refugee women to help them live an independent, self-determined life. Just talk to us a little bit about what led you to set up your organisation.
Hello, good morning first. My name is Syria Amir-Khalili and I'm a German-Iranian woman based in Berlin. I was born in Bandar Abbas in the south of Iran. And when I was a child, a part of my family and me, we fled in the middle 80s during the first Iran-Iraq war to Germany. And because of this experience, it became my mission to support refugee children and women. And I was organized in different political groups and I started to become an activist. 2010, I decided to work as a volunteer on a Greek island called Lesbos. I get in contact there with many unattended minors and refugee women. And there I saw what fleeing from war from totalitarian countries mean for children and women. And I could feel the feeling of being lost, of despair and of sorrow, and of losing self-determination about their own lives. And that was the reason returning back to Berlin to do something. And I founded the NGO Flamingo, a network for refugee women and children with other fantastic feministic activists. And there we work as volunteers to support refugee women and children.
And as you mentioned, you yourself have your own personal experiences. You left Iran at a very young age. You were just 8 years old. Do you remember much of that time there and what exactly led your family to leave and to choose Germany as a destination?
As you said, I was a child, so I can talk about the opinions from my parents. And they did not want that their children grow up in a totalitarian state. They wanted freedom for my siblings and me and the opportunity to say what we want to say and to dress how we want to dress without being in danger to get tortured or without fear of being killed. And the Iranian state, is killing right now their youth, their children. And it's also important to know that this inhuman behavior is not new. The Iranian state only exists because of terror, oppression, and fear against innocent people. And when I was a child there, during the first Iran-Iraq war, for example, the Iranian state sent children, young boys, as minesweeper to the border. And before sending them to the minefields, they got a chain with a key. It was a key for paradise because they were sure that they will die. And they were wrapped in blankets so that their organs would not fly around in the event of the detonation. And my elder brother was in danger to be one of the minesweeper. And we had the luck, my family and me, we had the opportunity to flee. And for many other families, it became a nightmare losing their children.
And it's still a nightmare, obviously, for families who are still now trying to escape violence and war in the Middle East. Talk to us a little bit more about how exactly you help refugees in Germany, also in Syria. You've mentioned that you've been to Greece and the work that you do with women particularly.
In Flamingo, Network for Refugee Women and Children, we offer advice in asylum process. We offer self-defense courses, empowering workshops. And one of our heart projects is a community healing garden, which started to become a feminist resistance memorial. And to say about Flamingo, our team includes doctors, lawyers, therapists, and most of us have roots in the Middle East, LGBTQ plus and BIPOC, and we focus on empowerment, on getting back their dignity and autonomy. And in our work in Flamingo, our experience is that we know that for so many refugee women, there's no place for mourning or places where they are just welcome, where they just can be, breathe, and if they want to connect with other people, to connect with other people. And this year we will create the garden to a walk-in memorial, a learning place with workshops and healing topics, female anatomy, and most of the courses will be given from refugee women themselves.
Sorry for cutting across you there. What kind of supports do these women need when they're trying to integrate, if they're trying to look for work to support their own families? What do they need to help them settle in Germany?
First, they need a safe, a legal status. It takes a long time. I can talk about it later if you want. And they need to be sure a safe place and to be sure that they can stay, because many refugee women in Germany are afraid of being deported. And this is the first thing what we in Flamingo want to push, to support, that they have a legal status. And then, the self-determination, that they get back their dignity, their autonomy. And we have, for example, a sisterhood, a partnership in Rojava in Syria. It's a women village called Jinwa. It's a women village, and they are providing peaceful environment, especially for women and children who have suffered from war. And the women, this is a kind of a role model for us in Germany, because they build their own houses with their own hands, they bake their own bread, and they take care of livestock and farming, cooking and eating together. All areas of life are self-organized and based on sustainable and communal structures. And we are in close exchange with them. And it's like a role model. We want to copy it in Germany, because we see how strong it makes the women there.
Okay, thank you so much for joining us. Unfortunately, that's all we have time for on the programme. But Anuscheh Amir-Khalili, German-Iranian activist, co-founder of the social startup Band of Sisters and winner of the Global Citizen Prize. Thank you so much for joining us this morning on France 24.